Welcome, seventh graders. I'll try to make this really short today. You are just going to finish reading chapter 7, which is pages 118 to 125. We just finished off with Mrs. Hurd was committed to the institution, very much against her will. And remember, it took 3 adults. One was her own son, one was Mr. Stonecrop, and one was Reverend Buckminster. And Mrs. Buckminster, of course, is very unhappy about it. Today, starting on 118, for most of it, it's just going to be talking about Turner is going to be homeschooled. He's going to be schooled by his dad. And what the first thing he's going to need to do is he has to translate the Aeneid, or the main person in it is Aeneas, which is all in Latin. It's an ancient Greek epic myth. Think of it like that. And it's all about the Trojan War. Aeneas fights in the Trojan War. And so kind of think of it like the Iliad or the Odyssey. It's all written in Latin, and he needs to translate like 100 lines a day into English. He doesn't really care for it. Here's a picture right here of Aeneas. In case you can't see it, it's the mythical hero of Troy and Rome, son of the goddess Aphrodite. So just think of it kind of like a Hector, okay, or somebody really important. And so if you can just picture that while you're reading, because every now and then Turner's going to reference it or reference feeling like Aeneas or not like Aeneas. And here's what it is. It's a real book, Virgil's Aeneid, and this is it in Latin. And that's what he needs to translate. Latin is certainly a written language yet, but it's not spoken. Another part of his assignment is going to be to read Robert Barclay. He has these long sermons kind of that are written down, and he has to read 2 of these and then summarize it. So in case you ever think that you are, oh, dare I say, bored during a sermon, imagine what it'd be like to read it and then have to summarize it. So that's his homeschooling, and he is not really that excited and not looking forward to it. At the end of the chapter, though, something important happens, and that is the trips. Those are the little kids who got excited when Turner went to Malaga Island. The trips have decided to actually leave, which is, of course, what they're supposed to be doing. So they literally take their house, which is, this is not an actual picture, but I found this online. They just literally took their house and put it on rafts, and they are going to float away and try to find somewhere else to live. And so the people on Malaga, including Lizzie and her grandfather and the other people, come to the shore to wave goodbye. Turner from Malaga, from up there by the bluffs there, the lookout, he sees them, and then he also waves goodbye and calls out to Lizzie and her grandpa, and they just turn and walk away. They have seen him, they've heard him, and so one of your questions is, why do you think they don't acknowledge him? Why, after saying goodbye to the trips, do they just turn and walk up the beach and then go their separate way? So that is your assignment, to finish reading and then finish the questions that go with it. And then please turn it in by Wednesday morning. If you participated in the Google Meet, or Zoom actually it was, which was most of you, you may eliminate 1 question from the questions. There are 5, but you may not eliminate the one that says give a summary. So you may pick any one of the first 4, or if you did the first 2, then you may pick 3 or 4, number 3 or 4, but you may not pick number 5. And then just please write on there, joined Zoom, for the one that you want to miss. If you do not listen to this to the end, you might not hear that. So make sure that you do, and then make sure to turn it in. Thanks, 7th graders.